Hey guys, so today we're going to be going over a quick overview or a story of Sherman's occupation of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, typically you can view the story on GIS website, but today we're going to go through and do an interactive kind of lesson where you can read on your screen as well. The link will be in the description for the actual presentation. But you can go through it with me, and we can talk about it here on the screen and get a more detailed understanding. And you'll learn something new. I'll learn something new. We'll all have a great time, and we'll get to have a fun historical understanding and historical contextualization of this particular event in history. Now, the Civil War took place around the 1860s. This is where the Confederate forces were fighting the Union forces, so the North versus the South, brother versus brother, as is often referred to. And one Union general named General Sherman came down from the north and did his famous March to the Sea, with which he marched all the way through Atlanta, Georgia, hit the sea, went through the rest of South Carolina, into North Carolina, to eventually rout the Confederate forces and help secure a Union victory. Now let's go ahead and look at this first part of the ArcGIS story maps. As you can see on the screen, we have a cover photo of the historical map of Fayetteville. And Fayetteville back in the day looked a lot different than what it does nowadays. Obviously, the buildings are more modern and nowadays versus being more antique in the 1800s. Furthermore, you look on the screen, Sherman's occupation of Fayetteville and states the title. During the Civil War, Union General Sherman occupied the previous Confederate-held city of Fayetteville. And you can see right here on this particular picture that this is the approximate area that General Sherman would occupy and be able to hold during his advance into North Carolina. In order to better secure the Confederate state of North Carolina, General Sherman would have to occupy the city of Fayetteville to move deeper into Fayetteville. Fayetteville was seen as a central and political hub of North Carolina, with which Sherman can muster and move his forces in any direction he chooses. So this was a strategic city in North Carolina because you were close to the mountains, you were close to the beach, which is the mountains. There, Asheville and Greensboro were important cities, and at the beach there is Wilmington and Fort Fisher, which was a strong Confederate fort or fortress during the Civil War. Furthermore, by capturing the city of Fayetteville, Sherman would ultimately deliver a mortal blow to the heart of North Carolina and even to the entire Confederacy by capturing a strategic city located in central North Carolina. Like I said, from Fayetteville, you're able to go any which way you want to. So it's a very important city. And you can see right here on this particular map, General Sherman, he marched through Atlanta, in Savannah, up into Columbia, and then into Fayetteville. So that's his initial march. This is on his march to Fayetteville. He stopped in Atlanta, Georgia, and demolished a railroad. You can see right here the description at the very bottom of it, photo of General Sherman's forces demolishing a railroad section in Atlanta, Georgia on their way towards the coast, and then in North Carolina. So I'll link for all these particular primary source photos and information at the bottom. Once General Sherman marched across North Carolina state lines, he set his gaze upon Fayetteville to be a staging area for further occupation and conquest of the rest of North Carolina. And here's a historical photo of Fayetteville, a whole another video on how we can detail and break down this map further on. Hope we link in the description as well. As shown in this historical map of Fayetteville, North Carolina, made in 1825, Fayetteville was much smaller in population density than the modern city today, approximately 972 individuals. This is a screenshot of modern day city of Fayetteville. This is what it looks like as of today in 2021. Above is the modern day geographical representation of the city of Fayetteville with a population of approximately 210,432 individuals. And this is Sherman's route to Fayetteville, the capital of North Carolina, which was his next goal once he captured Fayetteville. Once Fayetteville fell into the hands of the Union forces on March 11th, 1865, General Sherman ordered that the town be left in relatively undamaged state since the army was originally supposed to occupy the city for a short while, amongst other reasons. Unfortunately, the Confederates, by burning the bridges built over the Cape Fear River, as shown in the map above, it's shown in the map above as a faint unbroken line, so this line right here is the Cape Fear River. The Confederates burned the bridges across it, This triggered the wrath of General Sherman, and the leniency was not granted to many of the buildings in Fayetteville. So like the Fayetteville Observer, the Arsenal, all those were torn down, and then many more were looted, burned, and the Union forces or Union soldiers who did most of this looting were called bummers, B-U-M-M-E-R-S. Funny how the words kind of and nowadays were used back in older times. The connotations may change, but the words stick still. Field Order 28, issued by General Sherman, states that the arsenal, all railroad property, all shops, factories, and tanneries, and all grist mills, save one, will be demolished. This order all fell back and can be traced directly to the actions of the Confederates burning the bridge. General Sherman wanted to quickly move his forces out of Fayetteville and then go towards Raleigh in order to secure the capital of the state. And by burning the bridge, the Confederates delayed him. It's another picture of how he actually moved to Raleigh once he got another bridge built. Eventually, after repairing the burnt bridges, General Sherman would march out of Fayetteville, capture Raleigh on April 13th, 1865, and Fayetteville would once again, or never again, fall into the hands of occupying Confederate forces. Here's my reference page right here. And thank you all very much. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.